Azure subscription management. So how you monitor the billing and usage, and what is diagnostic settings, what is budget, and usage plus quotas, right? So we discussed all of these, and today we will talk about the support plans. Okay, so let's say if there is an issue comes, okay, you're facing a problem with one of the VM connectivity. Okay, let's say you have a virtual machine, and this virtual machine has some problems. So the known issues could be you are unable to RDP, you are unable to take remote session of your VM, or your VM experiencing the performance issues, which means that when you log into the server, it's very busy. When you open any application or any explorer, it's taking a while. So the other issues could be, your application is launching very slow for your end users. Okay, these are some of the issues. Maybe you have a backup configured for your virtual machine. Backup is failed, or you are trying to restore from backup. The restore is failed, or let's say you have some advisory questions. Let's say the advisory questions could be, how do I restore from the backup? Okay, how do I increase VM size? How do I take a snapshot of my VM? Yeah, so it's not about just taking a snapshot of the VM, or we just resizing the VM. Your question might be, do I get a downtime when I resize my virtual machine? So there could be a lot of questions that you might have in the day-to-day life, right? So what are the different forums you have to get some help? So most of them knows that you have Google, right? That's the first place you go, correct? The other options could be, Google might take you to the same pages. We have something called Stack Overflow, and we have MSDN forums, okay, and we do have tech community, and we do have this one, Azure Twitter, okay. So Microsoft documentation, obviously, right? So these are the free support forums where you can get some help from Microsoft. Okay, let me just go to the Stack Overflow. So this is where you see a lot of questions being asked by different people. If you really wanted to understand what kind of questions that are, being asked, you can just come here and start, looking at them, right? What is Azure Front Door? How to use it for web services? There is a question, right? I have reviewed the Azure docs. Please point me to some more resources to get started. In my application, I have 4 app services, which is 2 web apps and 2 APIs in the east-west location. Now I want to deploy all 4 app services in different regions to provide high availability. So there's a question, and sometimes, you may get a quick response, but this is like posted 3 hours ago, right? So within 24 hours, somebody, like us, people who know something about it, we kind of go and respond to it. Or sometimes, Microsoft experts, Microsoft employees will kind of come here and start posting their questions or post their responses. This is where you can get some free responses, without any paid support. You just go here and uh, post your question. You will get some, assistance from Microsoft. So some of the, it's not only for Microsoft, it's like worldwide, right? So everybody can see it's a public forum. If they knows the answer, if they have experienced a similar problem, they might come and assist here with the answer. Similarly, like I mentioned, you can go back to any one of these forums. You have MSDN forums, but yeah, this is something is getting deprecated. So now they are saying Azure community. So this is what we used to have earlier. So these are some of the questions that they used to ask. Okay. So these are some of the form. You can go ahead and check them. And Azure Twitter is something that, you get a very quick response. You may not get 100% resolution out there, but they will try to go back to their internal teams and provide the answers. They'll respond to you within 15 minutes. That's SLA they have it. So that's another forum. And the Microsoft documentation, let's say Azure backup troubleshooting. Okay, if you go here, you see error codes and the common error codes. Whenever the backup is failed, you will get this error code. You just search here and you see the solutions available. Likewise, it's not only backup. Every service that Microsoft has, they have the troubleshooting documentation. Even if I go to Azure VM troubleshooting or unable to or DP to Azure VM, right? So it will take you to the very good documentation. They will tell you what are the steps you can follow to fix these problems. What are the known issues and what are the different error codes? If you go to detailed RDP troubleshooting, this will help you usually how RDP works, this entire diagram, and what steps to validate to isolate the problems. You have a edge devices where it is getting blocked, and you have endpoints, SELs or NSGs. Network security groups are nothing but NSGs. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, you have these many learning, forums where you get some free support without anything paid. But in the enterprise environment, you may not get a time to go through all this stuff, right? It is good to research, and if you post a question, there is some time taken process. So most of the organization may not go for this free support, right? So they might need a quick response so that they can fix their customer business issues, correct? So for that customers, we Microsoft has a support. So Microsoft has in-house support experts. Okay, so they have GTSC, Global Technical Support Center. So what they do is, if you wanted to get help from Microsoft experts, you need to have a support plans. It's not free. So Microsoft has a different support plans based on your business requirement. You can choose. It's a developer. It's a developer for dev and test. You can use this. And we do have a standard and a professional direct and premium support. So within premium, you have a lot of other categories. You need to reach out to Microsoft sales team to get benefit out of the premium support. And it is very costly, but you get a very quick response. Let me show you this in Azure portal. So if you go to top right of your Azure portal, you have a question mark, so click on help plus support. There you can see support plans option here. So these are the support plans what we have. By default, you'll have basic support plan where you get help for billing and subscription quota related stuff. So let's say you have been charged more, you wanted to understand your billing, why you have been charged more, you can create a support ticket with Microsoft, which is free of cost. And so you will get an engineer from Microsoft so that they can help you. This is basic support plan. We have developer and standard and professional direct. As I mentioned, premium you cannot see from here. You need to reach out to Microsoft sales support, sales team. So developer, if you wanted to get it, you need to pay $29 per month and you get unlimited support tickets created. But every case that you're creating with Microsoft, you get a less than 8 hours response from them. This is not the resolution time. This is the initial response that they do saying that, hey, we are working on your request. We'll get back to you with a solution. They will reach out to, which means that they will start working on your support ticket within less than 8 hours. Okay. You will also get some architecture support, which is like a general guidance. So they kind of provide you some documentation link and they will try to, point you to the right direction. Okay. So only severity what you have is severity see here. okay, and you get a response on emails. Unless if you ask and Microsoft is okay, they will come back to you on the calls. Okay, if you go to the standard, you need to pay $100 per month, around 6,000, I believe. You need to pay to Microsoft, and you have three severities here. The first one is a severity A, where you get a response in less than 1 hour, and severity B is like moderate business impact. You get less than 4 hours, and this for 8 hours. Okay, here also you get unlimited support tickets created, and you can raise a number of cases. There is no limitation as such here. But if you go to professional direct services, professional direct support plan, you have to pay $1,000 per month, around 60,000 or plus, 60 to 70,000. You have to pay to Microsoft, and you will have a dedicated Spark from Microsoft. They call it as a professional direct delivery managers. So they will be the point of contact for any escalation that you have. You want to escalate on Microsoft that you are not getting a right support, or your services are not handling properly. So you can reach out to them. They will be able to go back to their Microsoft internal teams and provide support on to you. So along with this, you will have option to get some training sessions from Microsoft. In case if there is any new service that has been introduced and they are giving a technical sessions, they can actually help you with that. Okay. So when it comes to the architectural design, so let's say you have around 1,000 machines on premises. You wanted to migrate them to cloud. So you need some best practices, to implement that. So they will try to provide you the some kind of architectural guidance, how to migrate, how do you plan your migration. um, so that's an advantage you have with this professional direct. And when it comes to the severities, it is a bit different compared to the standard. uh, Severe, it is always less than 1 hour, but Sebi, you can see it is 2 hours and 4 hours for Sevc. Okay. So any questions here with respect to the support plans? If no questions, let's do one thing. Let's try to create a support ticket with Microsoft now. Click on create a support ticket.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, is there any particular error codes will be generated so that we can directly check for the error?
Huh. So ideally, whenever there is a failure occurred, okay, it is the responsibility of the product owner, okay, to give us some error code, and otherwise they will have some telemetry or information from their end. So if there is a such failure occur, they'll make a error code, okay, from their end. So 90% they will give us some hint, okay, the failure occurred because of so and so error. You can use that and search in the Microsoft documentation or anywhere. So just giving an example, right? This is the error code you will see when there's a backup failed. If the failure causes this, right? Okay. Likewise, what I'm trying to say, whenever VM backup is failed, there is some error code generated like these. Okay. You can just come here and search for the error code. Okay. Sometimes you may not have all the solution for all the error codes. Okay. So at least some of them you'll have it. So whenever there is a failure occurred, definitely there will be error code generated. It may be generic, it may be straightforward that like you see here. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So let's create a support ticket with Microsoft on any one of the question. Does anyone have any question? Do you wanted to understand anything? Well, okay. So before I ask you, so let me explain you these things. You have billing support, service and subscription limit support category, and subscription management category, and technical category. So when I say billing, so you have issues with your billing, you have been charged more, or right, you wanted to understand billing related queries, how your service are getting billed, you can raise a billing support ticket and understand the billing. And service and subscription limit, yesterday as I mentioned, every subscription has a limitations in terms of number of vCPUs or in terms of VM size, in terms of any service, right? If you wanted to increase the limit, you can go back to Microsoft and ask them to increase by choosing this option. They will check with their capacity team if there is a constraints, and otherwise 90% your request will be auto approved. Okay, subscription management. You wanted to change the ownership of your subscription. You wanted to change some billing information of your subscription. Then you can go for the subscription management. Technical is nothing but technical issues related to Azure services. As I mentioned, I gave some of the examples here, right? So if you wanted to get a help, then you have to go for the technical support. So building services and subscription and the subscription management, they are free support. You don't need to have any paid support, but technical, you need to have a paid support. As I mentioned, you need to have the developer, standard, or professional direct. Since this is the PaaS Azure sponsorship subscription, so I have an option to create a support ticket with Microsoft. I have a developer support plan purchased automatically. So I can create case with Microsoft and get a help. So mostly I get a help response from Microsoft within 8 hours. So we can choose any one of the technical services and get some assistance. So when you choose this, you need to have your subscription, and here you have to choose the right services. Which service you wanted to choose it. Anyone wanted to ask any question to Microsoft? Let us say virtual machine running on Windows. Okay. So what is the question you wanted to ask, guys? Any thoughts?
Yeah, to scale up the virtual machine.
Okay. How to scale up Azure VM, correct? Do we
Yes,
need
sir.
downtime? Just giving an example. Do we need downtime? So here you have multiple options. VM restarted or stop unexpectedly. These are the common errors that most of the customers face. They're putting everything here. Second one would be VM experiencing performance issues. Which category your question belongs to? All problems types could be compute VM core subscription limits. Cannot connect to the VM is nothing but unable to RDP to the VM or SSH to the VM. Assistance with resizing of VM. This is what your question. Your question belongs to this category. Okay. So there are multiple categories, guys. Okay. So migration and move. I wanted to migrate VM from one subscription to another subscription. What are the best things? I wanted to know about virtual disk management. So for now, I'll go with the resize thing. Okay. Assistance with the resizing my VM. Then you again have a subcategory. Trying to resize my VM, but the portal is grayed out, unavailable. Issues with resizing the VM in a availability set or availability zone. My desired size is unavailable. Need guidance in resizing to my VM to improve the CPU. Let's use this or this one. Disk related will go. Okay. Click on next. Then they will provide you the solution, automatic solution based on the category that you have chosen, right? Resize my VM to improve the disk performance. They're giving you some solution here. If you follow this solution, your issue might be fixed. You don't need to go back to Microsoft. They are giving bunch of articles here. Okay. You can learn by your own. If you wanted to understand what are the real issues that we face in the enterprise, you just come to the problem description, look at the categories. And when you look at the categories, which means that those are the real issues that you face in enterprise. And to fix them, these are the steps that you're going to follow. Okay. You can likewise, you have to learn, you can learn by yourself how to fix the problems. Okay. The additional details you can provide. Hello, MS team, Microsoft Teams. I would like to uh, resize my Azure VM to improve the disk performance. Please assist with the right VM size. Okay. Or provide best practices. Clear? Then here you can specify them that you wanted to you can share the diagnostic information of your VMs to Microsoft. You can So these are the options we have. You have live chat or email or a phone. So I'll choose email option. So this is the name of our organization and this is our email and I can provide another email ID here. Okay, we can provide the phone number, country code is India. Okay, save and next. So this is the information. I'm going to create a support ticket with Microsoft. So the reason why I'm showing you guys, I just want you guys to feel the real, organization environment. So this is what you do. In case if you get any job, this is what you're going to do, right? If you need any help, you are going to reach out to Microsoft and this is how you reach out to them and you need to know what options you have so that you're confident in, right? So this is the information. This information you provided and this was your ask, case details and contact information. This is what you can always edit this. You can also send a message to Microsoft. Please assist at the earliest. So whatever they send the communications, you can see them from here at the same time. You can open your email, mail.live.com. That's my email ID, right? So I'm just trying to log in. And you can see here, I got a email saying that the support ticket has been created. So soon somebody from Microsoft will reach out to me on the email and provide the information. Okay. So I can go back here and again respond from here, or I can just reply to all here and respond here. Okay. So this may not be, I don't know whether it can be deliverable. Yeah, I think it will be delivered. The email will be delivered. So what I can do is you can just do a refresh here. Yeah, you see, whatever I sent an email, that is visible here, right? So three emails, three responses, right? One, we raised a case. Second, Microsoft responded with the contact acknowledgement. The third one is this. And whatever they communicate, you can see them from here as well. Okay. Now you wanted to go back to the place where you wanted to see how many support tickets are created. Click on this again. Go to help and support. Go to all support tickets. You can see them from here. Okay, 0 minutes ago I raised and the case status is open. I can click on this to see the similar information, what I've shown you a few minutes ago. Okay, so that's about the support ticket, guys. In case if you need any help, you can always reach out. You have more filters here to find your support tickets. Okay, any questions so far from anyone on this?
Sir, I have notes, sir.
Okay.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఒక ఇష్యూ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం టికెట్ రైజ్ చేసాం అనుకో సార్, అది మినిమం మీరు 8 hours పడుతుంది అన్నారు కదా సార్. ఇన్ కేస్ మనకి ఇమీడియట్ రెస్పాన్స్, టికెట్ రైజ్ చేసేది మనకి ఇమీడియట్ రెస్పాన్స్ కోసం కదా సార్. ఇలా 8 hours పడితే అప్పటి వరకు అంటే మనకి యాక్చువల్ వర్కింగ్ అవర్సే 9 hours. సో 8 hours పడితే ఎలా సార్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వ్ చేసుకుంటాం?
Yeah, so what you're saying is when I have a critical, okay, I cannot wait for 8 hours because based on the SLA, they will respond to me within 8 hours. And again, that is just a response time. It's not the resolution time. The resolution, it might again take 1 or 2 days, right? So how do I handle them? So that is where you need to go back to the different support plans. If you go for the professional direct, you will get a 1 hour response. And for CBA, for CBA 2 hours. And if you go for the standard, you get 1 hour as well. You need to increase your support plan, right? You have to pay for Microsoft. That is the agreement that they have it. It's not free, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why. So Microsoft support engineers, their salaries are coming from this, right? So they should also get benefit. Getting my point?
Yes, getting, sir.
Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, so that's about the support plans. So now talking about the other scenario, okay, and everybody's agreed that when we say public cloud or Azure, underlying host and platform is being managed by Microsoft, right? Let's say this is the underlying physical data center, right? On top of this, you have your virtual machines, VM1, VM2, and VM3, etc. Right? So these VMs are running, maybe not only your VM, there can be a lot of customers' VMs might be running in the same physical server in the data center. Okay. These are all of the virtual machines. Okay. Since it is a public cloud, in the any environment, even if you maintain your own data center, there can be chances that your environment might be down, right? It could be issue with your physical server hardware. It could be some power connectivity. It could be some network connectivity or some issues at a data center level. So there could be some glitches happen, right? Some interruptions happens at a data center level. So if this node is down because of an issue of any one of these issues, your virtual machine also will be run down because your virtual machines are running on this node, correct? So in such scenarios, how do you get notified? Okay, okay, this is about the physical data center failures, right? Physical server failure or some components are not working as expected. Okay, so how do you get notified when there's a failures occur? Sometimes, virtual machine as a service is not functioning well because there is a bug in the code. Maybe they introduce a new feature. There's a bug in that code. Because of that, your virtual machines are not functioning as expected. So there can be a lot of issues, right? It could be service issues, right? Virtual machine as a service having problem, okay, or resource health issues. Let's say your VM1 is a resource, right? This has some problem. Your resource VM as a resource having problem because the VM node where your VM is running is not healthy, right? Service means virtual machine as service is impacted because Microsoft product team has introduced some new feature. That feature has a bug. Two categories, right? One is service issues, or I would say service health issues. The other one is resource health issues. Okay, guys, able to follow me? Service is nothing but VM as a service. Okay, virtual machine service, backup as a service, storage as a service, network as a service. Okay, when as a resource, let's say virtual machine service I have, right? So within virtual machine, I have VM1, VM2, VM3. These are the resources. Okay. Out of this VM1, VM2, only VM1 had problem. Okay. The reason because VM1 is running a node, right, where the node has problem. VM2 and VM3 might be running in a different node in the data center. Okay. But the node where your VM1 is running problem has problem, right? That is where you will see resource health issues. Correct? Getting my point? Any questions so far? Able to follow me, guys?
Yes, no questions.
Okay. So now, how do you monitor these issues? Okay. How do you get notified if there is an issue comes, right? Again, this is your day-to-day activity. Okay. Don't think that I am talking C++ or Java, guys. Okay. This is what you are going to do in day-to-day. Okay. When there is an issue comes, when somebody reported that they are not able to unable to RDP, okay, they are not able to RDP, right? First thing what you need to do as part of your troubleshooting, what is the health of your resource? Is resource health is not good, or is it having any problem? Is it healthy? Right? You need to check. And do you need to also check if there are multiple VMs are affecting, you need to see, do we have any issues as a service, what's solution as service? Is is there any outage at Microsoft? Okay, those things you have to say, you have to validate. In case if somebody asks you what kind of issues you face, You also have to document this. Sometimes we see service health issues at Microsoft, like they call it as outage. Okay. And sometimes we see resource health issues where virtual machine might be down because the underlying host or node might be down, right? You need to explain to them. Okay, so how do you get notified? If I go to Azure portal, go to this help and support and click on this, there is something called service health. Okay, if you go to service health, you have an option called add service health alert. Right now you see, if you from this right, everything is green, this dashboard, right? Globally it is green. I've selected all the regions and all the services. Everything looks good. There is no issue found. But if I wanted to go back to the previous issues, I can click on service health history. It will take me to service health history. So I got the subscription yesterday night. So I don't have any issues notified. You can say last 3 months. It will give you all the issues that are, you know, that are affected to your resources, right? So this will give you the information of the issues that are reported for your subscription and its resources. Okay, this is about service health issues. And I was saying resource health, you can go to the resource health. Since it was an empty subscription, I just created yesterday. I did not create any resources. I did not create any VM as well. So any resource that you have, so that you can see from here. Okay, you can see all the resource types. If I select virtual machines, it will give me the all virtual machines and their health status. If there are any failures, you can see them from here itself. Okay, these two places. So coming to the service health, what kind of issues you generally face it? Why service health issues comes, right? So it could be issue at a code level bug. It could be issue at a physical server going down, whatever there is, right? You want to get some alerts, click on add service health alert. So subscription you have to choose how many services you wanted to monitor, what locations you want to monitor. It is select all. I'm selecting all the regions. And event type. Event type is very, very important. Planned maintenance, service issues, health advisories, and security advisory. So planned maintenance is nothing but Microsoft is trying to perform some patches to their physical data center or physical server. They wanted to apply some patches. And you all know that during the patching or installing updates stage, your server might be rebooted. If the server is rebooted, all of your VMs will be rebooted, right? So to get notified for such kind of events, you can just create a planned maintenance alert so that you will get notified and you can take such actions, like you can inform your end users well in advance so that they are aware about this incident and they can expect downtime as well. Okay, there are a couple of things that we need to look to provide high availability. We will talk about in detail in upcoming sessions. So talking about service issues, as I mentioned, virtual machine service is not available because of some bug in the code. Likewise, you have multiple services. You can see here, right? Multiple services, around 187 services Microsoft introduced. If any one of them have any problem, that will be considered as a service issue. So health advisories and the security advisories. Health advisories, nothing but your virtual machine's health status is going to some information. Let's say your virtual machine has a disk. Okay, the disk encryption method might not be supported in future. They'll just give you advice. And security advisor also same, related to the same, right? Some security best practices are not meet, or they are performing some security updates. In simple, I would say Microsoft stopped supporting TLS 1.0. That is one of the security update, right? So they will give you advisory, hey, Microsoft has stopped supporting this. So this might be a problem to you. So please try to change it to TLS 1.2 or above so that your service is not impacted. Such kind of advisory information you want to get it automatically from Microsoft. Select all of these. Okay. Now you selected service subscription, services and regions, and you selected what kind of health criteria you want to monitor. Now you need to create actions. So there is an action group. In the action groups, we are going to specify, okay, what action I have to perform, when, this kind of event occurred. Should I send an email, or should I raise a ticket with a ticketing tool? All right. Or should I automate the fix? Let's say one of the VM uh, getting into service issue. Okay. So when service issue occurred, most of the times, if you reboot the server, might be fixed. I'm just giving an example, right? Maybe some planned maintenance happened, right? You wanted to restart your services. For such kind of issues, you want to perform certain actions. You can create an automation runbook, and whenever such issue occurred, you can trigger a runbook so that certain tasks that you specified in the script might be executed. Okay, so let's create an action group. We'll get some more clarity. I am creating action group. So you need to specify the resource group. Let's say action group. Or SH group, service health alert group, right? Just creating this. Give a name, service health alert. Okay. So next, notification. How we want to get notified? Do you want to get a notification through email, SMS, a push, or voice notification? Say email notification. I wanted to say this. Okay. I can provide my mobile number so I can get some SMS as well. Okay. So then next step, oh, I have to provide a name as well here. Okay. Email notification. So in the next actions, I get this alert. I'm sending an email for sure. Should I follow some actions? Should I call the automation runbook where, automation runbook has some commands, set of commands to perform certain tasks to fix the problem? Or should I integrate this with the ITSM, which is nothing but your ticketing tool? It could be Salesforce, it could be ServiceNow, it could be Jira, right? Or you want to trigger to Azure Logic Apps so that Logic App can perform certain tasks, or webhook. There are a lot of things, so you can ignore for now because you don't want it to go for it. Create this. It's created a new resource group, sh-group. Now it has chosen. Now you want to provide alert name, service health alerts. This role alert. So alert is created to get notifying when there is an issue at Microsoft services, Microsoft Azure services. Okay, and select the resource group. Okay, so I need to do a little refresh, then I can do this. Let me cancel this, refresh this page because we just created a resource group, right? Select these options. Select all, add action group. You can select the existing action group and provide this. Okay, resource group automatically taken, create this row. So I'll get notified when there is when there is any kind of alerts criteria met. You can go to health alerts. And you can see this is my health alert. In case if there are any resources that got impacted, I can see them here. And it will also tell you when this is triggered. Right now it is not triggered because there is no issue at Microsoft. So is it clear to everyone, guys? These are the basic things that we need to be aware. Okay.
Okay.
So the next thing what we are going to do is we are going to start the Azure Virtual Machine in the next session. So how your virtual machine is getting provisioned, what are the basic components, and how do you provide high availability your virtual machine, like availability set, availability zone, what kind of issues you might see, and we'll create a virtual machine. We'll walk you through each and every option that you see in Azure VM creation process. Once a VM is created, So the day-to-day operation that you do. So we are going to discuss. Okay, guys. All right. So
Yeah, okay.
if no questions, then we can disconnect for today. So I'll be asking a couple of questions to the team in tomorrow. So based on the yesterday's and today's topic. So today I did not ask anything. So please prepare well so that you will be able to answer my questions. Okay, guys. Thank you.